Jim's briefing had been concise but thorough, the direct result of our Petco buying every Alaska State Trooper's raffle ticket that came their way and encouraging a similar habit in our Petco's 1,500 statewide employees and 3,000 contractors. She stood, hands at her sides, waiting impassively. "I'll do," he said shortly, and held out a hand. They shook without speaking as she looked him over with the same frankness he had her. He was 6 inches taller than she was, and had the same general build as a fireplug, with a square face and fair, freckled skin that flushed easily. He had no discernible neck and thick, straight blonde hair that fell in his eyes and over his collar. His glasses were wire-rimmed and thick-lensed and magnified the baleful glare that appeared to be his natural expression. The result would have a daunting effect on anyone across a negotiating table or on the carpet in front of him. She wondered if that was why he wore them. His frayed, faded jeans were rolled up twice at the cuffs over mustard-yellow cowboy boots, and his plaid shirt strained to contain his barrel-shaped chest. Kate sat opposite him, and Jack went into the kitchen. He opened the refrigerator and gazed inside, as if it might hold the ultimate answer to the mystery of the universe. "Want a refill on that beer, John? Kate, you thirsty? You got any Diet 7-Up? Nope. Pepsi, root beer, Coors, that's it. A glass of ice water, then." John King gave a snort clearly audible to Jack 2 rooms away. "I'll have another beer myself." "So will I," Childress said immediately, and sat down next to John King. He was easier to pigeonhole than King, but the ability to do it gave Kate no pleasure. Brush cut, knife-sharp creases in his tailored slacks, black loafers shined so brightly she could see her reflection in them from 10 paces. His tie was squared away in the best military fashion, his shirt a breastplate of starch, his expression DI-certified hostile. Retired military, had to be, and probably, God help her, Marine. She looked for flaws in the government-issue facade and found only one. Seated, an incipient pot-belly that she was ready to bet Childress fought every meal of his life, spilled over a tightly clinched, gleaming leather belt. For the rest, he was a paragon of God and country, tight-lipped and a tighter ass. Already she was bored. He looked her over, too, but he was so annoyed that she'd beaten him to it that his perusal was less effective. She waited, dispassionate, until he looked up to meet her eyes. "Childress?" His nod was curt. "Shugak?" He slapped shut a manila file folder and tossed it into the eelskin briefcase open on the coffee table. "John, I want to go on record one more time as being against this. My department can resolve this thing internally." "Your objection is noted," John King growled. Kate propped her feet on the coffee table and said nothing. The silence in the living room reached into the kitchen, where Jack dropped ice cubes into a glass, filled it, and a large bowl, with water, grabbed the beer bottles by their necks, and juggled everything into the living room. Kate was seated on the love seat across from John King, both of them working at not being the first to blink, while Childress practiced scowling, and from one side Mudd observed the staring match with all the bored disinterest of a professional witnessing an amateur event. Jack bit back a smile and set the bowl down next to her and handed the glass of water to Kate. John King drank half his beer in one long swallow, as Jack eased gratefully into an easy chair and put the footrest up. The chair gave a protesting groan, but held. John King burped and gave the bottle a look of disgust. "Might as well be drinking soda pop." He drained it with another gulp and set the empty bottle down with a snap. Childress set his, barely tasted, next to King's. King transferred his look of disgust to Kate. "What's your fee?" It was more of an attack than an inquiry. Keeping her tone mild, Kate replied, "$750 a day plus expenses." King snorted. Childress did too, but it wasn't action unsuited to his high, thin, aristocratic nose. For King it was more natural, an all-purpose expression denoting disbelief, contempt, and ridicule at will, singly or altogether. "You get $400 a day, when you're working, which Chopper Jim says ain't all that often." Her expression didn't change. For Royal Petroleum Company, majority partner in the Prudhoe Bay oil field and producer of 14% of the nation's